When I was instructing in North London about 10 or 12 years ago at the garage I was at, we had some new trainee instructors who were bus drivers in our company, and they were promoted to become driving instructors. And as part of the training, they would spend a couple of days with each of the established instructors just to see how we did the job. They would come out on the road with us and see how we assessed the drivers in service, as we did on-road checks. That's something we do. We go out with our drivers in service and sit on the bus like a passenger while they're in service and check their driving. And at the end of that, I might go up to the driver and I might have some words for them, either congratulate them or point out where they could have done better. And these new instructors would also come out with us on our training buses and watch how we taught. And I remember that when they came out with me, we were on the Route 114 that day, and I was assessing the drivers. And I told the new instructor before I got on, I said, it's very important when you do this to develop a rapport with the staff. So you get on the bus, ideally at the first bus stop before the passengers got on, and you introduce yourself and you tell them that you're going to be riding along with them, you're there to support them. And because of that, you kind of get to know the staff very well. And of course, the routes, I regarded all those bus routes when I first started as different racing circuits. I used to drive the 237s when I first started, and I thought of that as Spa, Francorchamps, because it's a long, straight run. The 27s I used to think of as Monaco, but obviously that's not necessarily a good analogy, but because of the pressure of the running times, which is something that the general public don't see. They don't see that the drivers are under so much pressure to get there on time. And it's really the general public and the traffic that make the buses late, because it's people who take a long time to get on, when there's heavy traffic. That's what delays the buses. I always tell people, give us a blue light and a siren, and all the buses would run on time. But yeah, so going back to this driving assessment, I had one of the new instructors with me, and I knew the driver who was driving that route, and I knew the route, having been on the route hundreds of times. And I predicted before we got on the bus, I said, this is how the driver's going to drive it. This is where they're going to make mistakes, and this is where they're going to hit a curb. And as we went along, I was just pointing things out and telling them what I thought was going to happen next. And true enough, where I told the training instructor that this driver was going to hit the curb, he hit the curb. And at the end of the journey, the new instructor was amazed. They said, how did you know what he was going to do? I said, well, I've done this for so long. You can kind of learn to predict. The route was quite a technical route. There are some places where the drivers do tend to hit the curbs if they're rushing. But also, depending on the type of driver, their driving style. And you can predict.